bought a bus. This is my bus, and I bought it for $1. You may not believe me, but this bus here, oh, you say, oh, that doesn't look like a $1 bus. It's like a couple $1,000 bus, but it's a $1 bus, and I'll explain how I got this bus for $1. And then I'll show you all of its quirks and features. Then I will not take it out on the road, and I will not be giving it a Doug score. Now, what are my plans for the bus? Well, convert it into an RV. It's really that simple. And, well, this is 26-foot bus, probably about 19 foot of interior space, going from the back of the driver's seat to the absolute back of the bus. So, probably going to be able to fit 2 people in here comfortably. Maybe 4 if you really squeeze them in. But now, the big question is, why was this bus $1? Certainly it has some sort of major rust problem, or is not functioning, or doesn't drive, but it does all of those things, except the rust. It doesn't have rust. But basically, I bought it off of a school that did not want this bus anymore because it's got a 6-speed manual. And not everybody can drive 6-speed manual anymore, or manual in general. And I can, but not a lot of people can. And they wanted to get vans, but this bus was not running. Well, so they thought, but it hadn't run for 4 years, so they were doubtful that it would even start and drive and do bus things. So they were like, hey, if you can get it out of here, and you can take the wrap that was on this bus off, then you can have it. And I was just like, whoa, I gotta get this bus, man. I've been wanting to do a bus project for 6 years now, and I've got my bus, and I'm really happy with it. It's not perfect, but it'll do, and it'll be probably the coolest bus ever. Why? I have no idea. Now, this bus was from Canada, and I live in the United States. How did it get here? It was imported. That's it. It was just imported into the U.S. And yeah, in 2003, I do believe the plate up there says. Now, this bus has many features, and because it was a ski bus, that's what was the original purpose. This was never an actual school bus, but because it was a ski bus, windows, they're double insulated. The whole bus is pretty well insulated. It stays cold in here when it gets hot, and hot in here when it gets cold, if it's cold or hot out for long enough. But, and these seats, of course, they're not your average school bus seats from 1998. They're not just a bench. They're comfortable, relatively. You've got armrests and got almost seatbelts. And that's not like something that a lot of older buses have. This bus has seatbelts. And it also has a 5.9 Cummins 24-valve turbo diesel, which is, oof, I love the 24-valve. It's just such a nice engine. It sounds nice. It runs nice. Most reliable. It started right up. We just have the batteries in it. And this bus just, and up it went. And I'm happy that I didn't have to do a lot of engine work on this. Topped up the oil, but it's nothing. So, what's wrong with this bus? Well, besides many things, it has a little problem where the AC works fine, but there's a box in the back, I think it's the condenser, correct me if I'm wrong, it'll just turn on. No key in the ignition, no accessories mode on, it just turns on. Now it is aftermarket, this is not original to the bus, but I don't know why. And it kills batteries, and I have to disconnect the battery sometimes when it happens. Not all the time. Right now, batteries are connected. It'll work. But I don't want to deal with that, and I don't know why, but that's a problem for future me. Here in the driver's compartment, we have all of the controls on the switchboard, and Mr. Bean, I put him there. That's not factory. Here, we had the radio. There is no radio. It wasn't working. and I'm going to put a new one in eventually. I took it out. Got the AC, which does work. And so does the heater, actually. That basically pumps it through here, and then you can control the defrosters through that. Got our marker lights, which are hard to see, but they are on. And also it turns on the dome light when you open the door, as you can see. Got the dome lights. Pretty self-explanatory, really. It just turns on the dome lights. You've got the heater pump. It's a heater pump. You've got the mirror defrosters, which don't work. You've got all of the heaters. We've got the exhaust fans, which only one works. And then we've got the all-important fan, which it doesn't look like it does much because it's quite small, as you can see, almost as big as my hand, but it does do a lot. On the dashboard, we have our oil gauge, water gauge, volts gauge, RPM gauge, speedometer in kilometers an hour, odometer, which is not accurate, fuel gauge. We've got the light switch, dim switch, RPM control up and down, idle increase and decrease. I don't know if that even works. The engine check button, I don't know what it does. Blinkers, obviously. Of course, you have the hazards. You got the horn. You've got the shifter, which is dogleg, reverse, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. 6-speed manual. You've got the Claw Boss style manual door, which is very rattly, and you can slam it. It's my favorite feature. We've got the driver's window, a little bit of vent, and the other side. Seatbelt, very important. Getting up, you've got what I have now. This is not permanent. We've got our, of course, power station and jump box. We've got the flipped around seats, which I'm going to try to put a table, like, mounts on this wall, so you can, like, lift it up, but this is not permanent. I don't think this is actually going to work. We've got our TV that I'm going to put in here. It's just a little one, but I bought it for free, which means I didn't buy it, but I got it for free, which is only $1 less than this bus cost. This seat used to be over there. I moved it over here. I moved the seat that was there over there so they face each other. The seats are in dubious condition, but they do work. Going back towards the back of the bus, we have Bob the Skeleton. He's been here since I think the first video I've done on this bus, and he's just chilling, honestly. He's going to stay here for a while until I take the seats out, which is probably what I'm going to do next. Emergency exit door. Got to disable that. That's really annoying. The floor is not the default bus floor. It's this thick rubber, again, for the skis, so you don't puncture this floor with your skis. I'm no ski expert. Heading back up front, we have this hatch. I don't know what this hatch does. I would like to know what this hatch does, but I just put the body fluids cleanup kit in here. I don't know what it does. Heading outside of the bus, after we disengage that, take the keys out. Heading outside, we have the engine. Now, this engine, as I said before, it's a 5.9 liter Cummins turbo diesel. And I don't know how much horsepower this particular one makes. Probably half of that is actively being converted into smoke. Got our nice painted grill. I repainted this grill. One of the first things I did. And it opens like any other truck forwards. Here is our engine bay. In here, we have the engine. And a lot of other things correlating to the engine. So yeah, it's my bus. It's a bus. And that's about it.